Time for finance now. Here's Emilia Terzon.
US President Donald Trump says that his 50% tariff on copper is going to start being applied to imports there in just a few weeks' time. The price of the crucial building material has been rallying in the state since that new tariff was announced this week, while its value on a second market in London has been slipping. Analyst Ben Picton explains this two-speed reaction.
Copper is an important export for Australia. We don't send a lot of it to the United States, but with the United States applying tariffs, it means that they won't be bidding in the international market for copper quite as much, and that will push prices lower everywhere else. So it probably means that the value of our copper exports flowing to other parts of the world will be reduced.
And Donald Trump's other big tariff threat announcement this week on pharmaceuticals is also getting a reaction on financial markets. Here in Australia on the ASX, CSL's stock was dropping today. The company is the biggest exporter of pharmaceutical products to the United States, mostly on blood and plasma products. Meanwhile, Telix Pharma also ended the day down, while Neuren was up slightly. And overall, the Australian share market had a pretty good Thursday, rising around 0.6%. And the Aussie market rallied after gains on Wall Street overnight. The Nasdaq was especially pushed up by Nvidia when it became the first ever company to hit $4 trillion in value. And Asian markets are also in positive territory on Thursday, mostly pushed along by tech stocks and that Nvidia optimism. And the Australian dollar, it's just over 65.5 US cents. Analysts say that the ongoing news about tariffs is going to be the biggest factor impacting our currency's value this week. And the price of gold, it's been rising slightly as those trade talks stir up extra volatility. And here in Australia, with company news, a damning ruling against payday lender Signo is being upheld in the full federal court. The controversial company was challenging a court ruling that found it had engaged in unlicensed credit activity and charged illegal fees to its customers. The company was challenging that, but today the full federal court dismissed this appeal. Meanwhile, Telstra is being accused of turning its back on its staff and its customers. The telco is cutting more than 500 jobs in a major restructure. The company's boss has been talking up the advantages of artificial intelligence, but says that these job cuts are not because staff are being replaced by AI. The Communication Workers Services Union says its decision will impact customer service, and the company needs to think about more than its bottom line. And car maker Toyota, it's being hit by a class action over claims about its paint jobs. The case alleges that the Japanese company sold cars with paint that peeled off in chunks when it was exposed to sunlight. Filings lodged in the Australian Federal Court say this happened to Corollas sold here between 2010 and 2014. Toyota says it's going to defend these claims vigorously and that people with questions about their cars should contact their dealerships or the company's helpline. And that is finance for you this afternoon.
Thanks, Emilia.